and welcome to the Lisa Lash's School of Music YouTube channel. Today I'm here with Owen, and we're just going to be talking about different bits of gear for like guitars, drums, that sort of stuff. So I hope you enjoy. First off, I know you were saying that you were thinking about setting up home studio. You're getting all that sort of stuff sorted. So do you want to start talking about just some of the different things that you'd need for that?
Yeah, just finding the dedicated space, that's all. Like, choosing a room to utilize. It's not going to disrupt too much. I mean, you're not going to fully soundproof, a room, because, that'll take a bit more.
A long time. It will be bloody expensive.
So, the least you could do is at least sound treat it,
Choosing the right room for it sort of depends on what sort of stuff you're planning to do. So if you're just like going to be recording a bit of guitar and vocals, by all means, just have a little corner in your room, little booth. Like that'll probably do everything you need it to. But if you're recording something a bit more substantial, you're going to need more space. So but would you like to talk us through some of the different amps you've got then?
I have a Marshall MG 30 DFX. I haven't really got anything too crazy, too massive as in cabinets, because one, I didn't have the space until now.
Yeah.
Utilizing this new studio. It's on my bucket list. A big, chunky sort of tower.
Oh yeah, like my mate, he it wasn't the cabinet, but he picked up like the head for the, I think it's EVH 5150.
Do you know if it was valved or not? Because some amps, they come with valves in them. They're like these glass tubes that help with resonance.
Honestly, I've got no idea. All I know is it sounds really, really sick. And it's EVH 5150.
But yeah, it's got everything you need, really. It's got the channel for the cleans, just your volume, your bass, then your treble. Then you got the dirty channel, which you activate, which has the gain, the bass, a bit of contouring, the treble again, and you got the volume for that. Then here are the two effects. So this one goes onto a sort of a delay and both reverb.
So what if you want delay and reverb?
Put it in the middle.
So it's like one side is reverb, one side's delay, and then the middle you get both.
Yeah. Then this one is that's the mixing. Say I wanted to change delay every from like 2 to 4 seconds. This is where I do it from. Like that's the knob on how much you want the effect to take.
Oh yeah, I get you. So it's like the gain almost for the effect.
For the effect, yeah.
I'll talk about some drum stuff now. But yeah, obviously I'm a drummer. Recording drums is a lot harder than recording guitar, because obviously there's a lot more to record. You're going to want a mixing desk. So I've got mine sort of just over there. Generally, it's kind of like an interface. I've got my interface down there. That's generally what you want if you're recording guitar. A lot of people, when they look at a mixing desk, they don't really know what's going on. But like generally with a mixing desk, it can look a bit intimidating. But generally, like each row is just the same thing, but just for like different channel. Like so, you'll have one row for like your kick drum mic, and the next one for like the snare. Yes, overheads. You want mic for the snare.
Yeah.
Mics for your toms. I don't have one for my extra tom because I got it fairly recently and I don't have enough mics for it. You want 2 overheads, one left, one right. And then some people do put a hi-hat microphone. I don't have one. I do have a kick microphone, but obviously you can't see it. It's behind the kick. But there is one there. If you're just sort of like getting started with a little cheap home studio, 2 overheads, snare, kick drum, maybe toms if you've got enough, and that'll do you nicely. The mixing desk cost me like, I want to say $250, and then I got like a sort of kit for like recording drums, which came with like, I think it was 7 microphones, all the like mic holders, a bunch of XLR leads, and that was another like $250. So already that's like $500 just to record, and that's like not even including buying the drum kit.
That's the thing, though. You just keep adding to drum kits as well, just changing them all the time. Yeah.
Do you want to show off some of your guitars? Because you were saying like talk through some of the effects and all that.
Yeah. So I'll probably start off with this one. It's probably the most expensive one I got. 425 quid for this one. I mean, if I was to buy the Gibson equivalent of this would be near around £5,000. I'm all right with this. So it's standard stuff that you get on the Les Paul. 2 volumes, 2 tones, and a pickup selector. For these are what, for those who don't know how your guitar makes sounds, they pick up the vibration. Basically, in a way, they just transfer it to the amp as a signal, and it comes out as noise. These are humbuckers,
Yeah.
But this is the beauty of this guitar. is that's what one of the effects are. So what this does, so I've selected a low pickup, so that this one, it does this. Yeah, that lifts up and down. And what that is, I'm splitting the pickup. This is up.
Yeah.
Only half the pickup is engaged. So essentially, it's going to sound more like a single coil pickup. So this guitar will have the ability to sound, it's a Les Paul right now. Switch it out, I can make it sound more like a Strat or something like that. More of a Fender-esque sort of vibe to it. Yeah, the same with the top pickup.
Yeah.
And then the one I'm not too knowledgeable about, but I've added in anyway, which is this one. That is a phase reverse. So this is just phasing the tone in and out and that.
Yeah.
There are way more wicked effects I know of. The reason why I'm not bonding with this one much, because it's just got all sorts of stuff on it. Sometimes the best players are the type of, who literally only have one pickup on their guitar, just one knob, and that's it. And then they just great. But it's kind of what I do in general. My aim is to get like every sort of guitar with something that it's got that's just different. So I'm just constantly experimenting with different tones and stuff like that. So this is just how I usually play, through Dirty. So select it to a top pickup, because it does have a where you play from as well as a sort of effect. So there's a bottom pickup. Switch it to a top pickup. See if you can hear the difference when I'm using these pots. So full pickup engage. So already, I don't know if you can hear it, there's a bit of buzz. Yeah, that's what the humbucker does. It's two coils. That's why they call it. It bucks out hum. These don't do, but because they got the extra coil, it bucks out excessive signals. So it's got a bit more of a single coil tone to it,
One of my guitars is pretty bad. I'll show off my fancy one. Why not? Since we're here, it's a Les Paul, But the thing that's a bit different, if you know your guitars, you're looking at this fretboard and you're probably a bit confused. So generally in music, you've got like the smallest interval you can go is a semitone. But basically with this, I sent it off to a luthier, which is basically a guitar technician. And what I asked him to do, because basically with a guitar, what makes your notes is these sort of bars that go across like the fretboard. Basically, when you push down the string, it pushes down on the bar, and then that's basically where the note is. It's vibrating from that point, so you get a higher note. And so what I did is I sent it off to the luthier, and I basically got him to put some extra frets in halfway between some of the other frets. So I've got like the notes between the notes. Like if you know a band called King Gizzard, you'll be well familiar with that sort of stuff already. But it's fun to mess around with, but by God, it takes a bit of getting used to. I do love this guitar. I've got two. They're both Les Pauls, but this is more Paul and my other one is Les Paul.
It's just more. It becomes more personal as well, doesn't it? You're more involved with that guitar as well. When I'm talking about instruments like that, but some people ask, is it really worth it modding an instrument? Instead of like buying an instrument that may already have the appointments you kind of want to make. I always say it's just depending on what you want, because you might not have a guitar in stock or something like that might have specifically what you want, like a pickup, a bridge, or like some sort of tuner. Always felt it was just down to color, really. It's just.
I think with like guitar mods and stuff, like you obviously get like guitar mods like that where it's like completely changing the instrument, but a lot of the time like guitar mods, it might be something simple like just swapping out single coils for like humbuckers, something like that, or like just lowering the action, getting a whammy bar, stuff like that, stuff where like more standard stuff. And in that, if you've got like a guitar that like you've been playing a lot and like it's got something that you just want to change, then yeah, just get it modded, because there's no point buying a whole new guitar for it if you just want to change up the one you're already using. But then at the same time, I mean, if you see a guitar that's got some like really fancy stuff going on with it that you want to get, like by all means buy the pre-modded guitar. You know, it all comes down to personal preference.
Any sort of guitars for like beginners. There's some brands, you know, that are big brands who make sort of smaller sub brands, but they'll be good. They'll be good brands. This covers kind of both on like a kind of a beginner guitar.
Yeah.
But the fella owned a pre-me, which is this. This is a Gretsch Electromatic Jet. Sort of Gretsch is sort of beginner range of sort of guitars. You know, I think they'll be. What's their prices? They retail for around the 200 mark, maybe 300 sometimes like that. But this it comes with sort of different pickups. He sent me the pickups if I wanted to put them back in by like ease. These are P90s, so they're like they're shaped like a humbucker. They make them so they fit into like a humbucker cavity guitars. You know, a regular P90 is like a sort of I don't know if you've seen them. They're like a soap bar sort of shape. Billy Joe, Green Day. This guitar will sound like that as well. I think P90s have like a certain sound. It's kind of my equivalent of what your little Les Paul was. You usually see them on the more sort of expensive Gretches, like you'll see, but and one little bit I really like.
Yeah.
Strap locks. So they like screw-on sort of strap locks. So like your strap doesn't come off over. So like you put the strap in and you tighten it down.
Yeah, so that's definitely something good to think about, because yeah, guitar straps coming off can be an issue.
The only thing I haven't got is a guitar with locking tuners. Like I want to try and get a guitar just to see if it works. You know, there's many.
But the only thing that would annoy me with a guitar with locking tuners is I'm the kind of person, when I'm messing around with a guitar, I change up the tuning all the time. Like, I'm not even just like between like drop D and E stand. I'm the kind of person where I'll just like tune the fucking strings to random notes and see what comes out of it. You know, I'll just like messing around with stuff like that. So that's the thing with locking tuners. It would annoy me having to like unlock it, change it, and relock it.
I could either just show more guitars, but I think we'll be here in like 6 years. So.
You said you had like what, 15?
Maybe 16, because that Gretsch is a new one. So last time I counted, I think it was 16. I got some elsewhere. So
yeah, that's the thing about guitars. Once you start collecting, you don't stop. It's a serious addiction.
Oh, I'm stuck with it now. So I think when I move out, my house is going to be covered in them. I've tried keeping them in my living room, and my mum keeps telling me to